Hey everybody, hope you had a good Labor Day weekend last weekend. Welcome back to the Epic Radio Show. I'm your host, Epic.
I'm Goldie.
Tokar.
Don't talk over me ever again.
We got a good show for you coming up.
How was everyone's Labor Day?
It's awesome. Smoked crack all day, like passed out, got up, smoked more crack. What about you guys?
Wow, I don't think my life is anywhere near as interesting as your crack smoking career, but I had some really
I had a good supplier, it was Debbie.
What about you, Tokar?
Oh yeah, I witnessed the road rage event. I just know that the license plate of the lady driving in the center of the lane was from New York.
And I already have a bias for people who drive from New York. That did not help.
You have a bias against people who drive in New York?
I just have a bias against New Yorkers, I think. I don't know what it is.
New York people are
rude.
They're not the hospitable people.
Yeah, they're pretty mean.
No, this is okay. Listen, I'm all jokes aside. I'm just kidding. They're some of my favorite people from New York. So when you're driving, if you like cut someone off, and we all do stupid things, especially with today's technology. A lot of us are guilty of being on our phones and doing stuff we're probably not supposed to be doing. So if you mess up and you almost cut someone off or you almost run into somebody and they yell at you, do you take it like a man and apologize, or do you start cursing back at them?
Sometimes.
And you yell back at them, you're a dick.
Yeah.
Okay, so no. If I mess up, I apologize, even if they're cussing me out, even if it doesn't matter. I apologize and I just get on with my day. I was driving in a 2-lane traffic yesterday, like we have two sides.
Yeah, and the lane curve.
And this dumbass with her New York license plate was like taking up both lanes. That just irked my nerve. And I beat to her as I wrongfully went in the wrong lane to go around her, and she had the nerve to start laying on the horn and beeping back. And so then I got my opportunity. She pulls up next to me with the red light, and I'm just like, you can't, and I nicely said, you can't have both sides. And she's like, fuck you, and sticking up her middle finger at me, and that just worked my nerve. Mm-hmm. I'm like, at this point, I don't even know. I was just like, get out the car, because I wanted to fight, which is very immature. I just have a bad temper.
So I'm driving, and it's kind of like a little hick town, you know what I mean? There's like this little highway, and you can go like, I think the speed limit's like 55. So I go to make this turn onto the highway, and I saw this semi, but it was at least a good like 10 car lengths back, enough for me to be able to make the turn. Mm-hmm. Well, I make the turn, dude comes right up on my ass, and then he speeds up next to me in a semi. And then, like, he made sure he slowed down so that he'd be like, you fucking cut me off, asshole. And all I did was, like, you know what? Fuck you. I stuck up my middle finger. He's like, no, fuck you. And then he sped off. Well, the thing is, though, like, maybe I misjudged the amount of space I had, but I think he was speeding too.
I think you're both. I definitely think he was probably speeding, and you probably turned a little too slow, and maybe misjudged the fact that he was probably speeding and probably could run you over and kill you. So just be careful with that next time. Try not to go out front speeding semis.
You know, I have a CDL, my damn self, so I mean, I'm usually a pretty good judge, you know. But this dude had to have been speeding, because right after
your grandpa turn?
Yeah. Right after my grandpa turned, like he like within a minute, like I couldn't even see him anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
he probably was speeding.
Yeah.
And who knows, he's probably doing something illegal that got him behind on his time or something. I have no idea. But probably, I don't know. I definitely think that you both, especially, and he didn't have to say, like, okay, when someone's in the wrong, and like I was telling the lady, like, hey, you can't have both lanes. I wasn't like, hey, bitch, you can't have both lanes. You know, if someone tells you something, like, try to have a conversation. I don't know, you could have been like, hey, you cut me off. Be careful while driving.
How about not talk to the other driver when both of you are driving?
How about...
No, this guy was pulling up.
I know, but he didn't have to call you an asshole. He could have been like, hey, you took up both lanes. Stop.
Oh, he was pissed, dude.
You know what's my...
I thought he was about to have an aneurysm or something, dude. He was all red in the face and shit.
His heart probably already clogged up because sitting down all day eating cheeseburgers.
I saw in the news, you just ignore him. you don't make eye contact with them. You just ignore them and you
because
drive
unfortunately,
away.
people are now like shooting people. They don't know how to have a nice little argument.
I never understood that. Like nowadays, people want to shoot people. It's like I think people's always been shooting people. Like
I don't
from
know.
like the beginning of time, because people would just have duels. Like, oh, I don't like what you said about my mother. 1, 2, 3, shoot. You know what I mean?
Carry a
Like,
sword with you. Carry 2 swords.
you know what I mean? Like you carry a sword.
I challenge you to a duel.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think people are just fucking crazy. And it just doesn't matter. It just seems like with the media and everything.
The media has definitely
You know,
made things much worse.
Yeah. Well, not Chicago's crime rate, dude.
No, that's kind of still the same.
Anyways, moving on. You brought up something earlier about wearing the same clothes.
Yes, I almost wore this, at least the same hoodie. I don't know. A lot of times I'll shower and pick up clothes off the floor and throw them on. At least my underwear are clean. But I was thinking, like, everybody has to do this. I was wondering, like, am I going to get called out if I wear the same hoodie that I wore 2 days ago or 5 days ago or
You know, the thing
10
is
days
with
ago?
hoodies, I don't think hoodies count.
I don't think so either, but you never know. Someone might be like, didn't I just see you in that?
Well, I mean, like, I feel like a hoodie's kind of like a jacket. You know what I mean? Like, you could rewear that a few times.
You can rewear pants too. I don't think anything that doesn't like touch your smelly, sweaty under area.
Unless it's
should be
like
worn more than
sweatpants
once.
and you work out every day, you know?
No, that's
then
really gross.
They smell like dick cheese.
Oh, God.
In my experience, people who like wear the same clothes again typically shower and put the same clothes back on, and then the people who are changing their clothes all the time are the ones who are trying to cover up the fact that they didn't shower.
I don't know. I don't think there's any way to cover that up. Especially wearing the same old clothes that you
Like they
didn't
just want
shower
to look
in.
clean, and then
Yeah.
they just like change their underwear and stuff, but like
Yeah.
they didn't shower, and they
I
don't
mean-
realize they still smell like butt cheese.
You know, sometimes I don't even change my underwear for a couple days.
No, that's unacceptable.
It's just like, fuck it, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, if that's the case, then I never have to ever again worry about what I wear.
Well,
long as I'm
unless you're
showering and
wearing
putting on
thongs,
deodorant.
and then you definitely have to change that shit every
No,
day.
I'm definitely changing my
I say you have like
clothes.
a 2-day limit. That's okay. That's acceptable because think about it. You're gonna have to walk. You're building up your laundry pile, you know, and you gotta wash your clothes all the time. It's just maybe you have like a 2 to 3 day limit wearing the same clothes. If you're not like doing any extraneous exercise, say you just stay in and you only put on your pants to go out, and then but you have wear pajamas.
Oh, pajamas can be reworn.
What do you think, audience? What's your take on the whole 2-day rule on the laundry? Hit us up at Epic Music Radio on Twitter. Let us know what you think.
Probably gonna let us know how nasty and disgusting we are. I'll rewear pants. My son won't, and he is really on my last nerve. Okay, so like we went to buy school clothes, and with his size, he's a big boy for 13, tall and a little husky. They only had one pair left in his size, so I bought the one and I ordered 4 more. And I'm like, okay, for like a week or something, you're gonna have to wear these same pants. I'll wash them every other day. He had a fit because I wouldn't wash them every day. And I'm just thinking, okay, I get it, like if he's sweating, because there was like one time when he was little and he wore his shorts 2 days in a row and they smelled like ash cheese because he was sweating his little butt off. But I would definitely wash those every day. But I think he would have been okay to wear these same pants 2 days in a row and then get them washed. And he had a fit. And he doesn't even like to shower, so I couldn't even believe that he had a fit about this.
That's pretty gross. That's pretty
And
gross.
13-year-old boys are gross. I don't care what anyone says.
I was always, I don't know, I was pretty clean. I took showers like every single day.
You were probably doing things at 13, I don't know.
What does that mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Like math?
I cannot say things when we have little ears around.
Playing.
Why are you making fun of Tokar's ears?
I don't feel like he could handle these conversations.
That's messed up. You got a little bit of the sniffles going on there, Tokar?
Yes.
He's probably been partying all weekend. I don't know about it.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah. I did some undercover leave. Secretly.
Oh, snap, I'm getting the cold. You get me into Coke and rum, right?
Coke and rum. Oh. Is that what we call it now?
Hell yeah.
I'm out of touch.
KY jelly 2 for $1.
What the? Is that something you say to the hookers when you pull over?
I know in Detroit.
Oh yeah. Or you said in Detroit.
Oh, Detroit Avenue.
Oh yeah. It used to be
No,
Lorraine
I think it's
Avenue.
Lorraine. No, I think it used to be Detroit and now it's Lorraine.
You go to Steve's Hot Dogs.
Actually, I think the drag queens are on Detroit and then the regular hookers are on Lorraine.
I'm not even sure if there's
I
haven't seen any hookers on Lorraine in a while.
Oh no, you have to go in the morning when you're taking your kids to school. For some reason, they're like all over the place.
Oh snap!
I mean, I seen one dancing on the corner one time. I was like, go down to the next corner. I'm taking my kids to school. What the hell's wrong with you? I'm not gonna hate on your job, but shit.
I used to live on like, you know where that appliance store is on Lorraine? Like
There's a lot of.
I want to say it's like
65th.
47.
Okay, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, there. When I first met my oldest kid's mother, we actually stayed up there. There's a little apartment, and the apartment goes out onto the roof. So we used to watch
There's
the
one
little
like that on
hooker
54th
stings.
in Lorraine.
Something like that, yeah. But like you could watch the hooker stings. It was so fucking funny because the CPD would put out like a hooker out there, and all the Johns would come up, and it's like, first off, some of these cops were actually pretty good looking. You know what I mean? It's like they looked way better than like.
Oh, those hookers look bad because I used to live like off of 73rd in Lorraine area. And I mean, their veins are bulging out. They look bad. And I see people with suits and BMWs picking these girls up. Remember that. If your man wears a suit and a BMW and he works somewhere nice, he's probably picking up hookers on his way to work.
Hell yeah, he probably is. I would be. No.
Those old fucks.
I remember I used to deliver pizza in that area, and you'll see some guy that doesn't look like someone that lives in the area come up to the car. You look lonely. You need company? I'm like, no, thank you. I'm just here to deliver pizza.
Yeah, right. You were like, get in.
Yeah. Like, I'll give you something fresh.
Get in. It reminds me of that Family Guy episode with the moose.
Yeah, I called up the pizza shop. I told them I'm waiting for the customer. It's going to take a little bit.
They're like, yeah, it happens to me all the time when I drive to that area. Oh, it's so hard.
My favorite, they'll think that I want to buy crack or something. So they'll come up and like, yeah, these drug dealers.
Knocking on your window.
Yeah.
That neighborhood's the worst.
They're like, what's up, man? And they'll just give me that look, like, and they're like, you want to buy some crack? And I'm like, no, I'm just here to deliver pizza.
Like, no, please, I just want to buy pizza.
Then you got to go to their house, and these are like hustling people.
Oh, man, they're always like smoking weed and want to invite you in.
It's like a cash money video. They're like having their money on the table and like.
And they don't want to tip. They have all this money and they don't want to tip.
No, they don't tip, but
they don't even want to give you the 50 cents for the delivery fee.
I don't know. That's crazy because when I used to deliver, it was always the broke people that tipped me, and then the rich people didn't.
No, I get what you're saying because because I used to help out and I would deliver sometimes. I would get tips from people who didn't even tip normally, and I would get like $5-10, especially from like little old ladies.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, one time I got a $20 tip from this old lady, and I was like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, honey. So, but then it's always like these broke people who've never had money, who finally get a lot of money, who don't want to tip.
You know what it is? If it's someone that's really picky and they make you wait, then they're not going to tip you. But if it's someone that's already waiting for you on their front porch, they're like, they come out of the door fast, they have the money ready, most likely goes to the people that kind of tip because it shows like a reflection of their personality, that they're considerate and they know that you're a hard-working person, you know, and then you got these people where they feel like
they're entitled.
Yeah, they're
like you shouldn't even have to help.
Yeah, they look down at you like, oh, well, you should be glad that I'm doing business with you. And those type of people won't tip, and they want everything picky. Like they want the pizza crust well done, but the cheese not burned, something like that.
I know, which makes no sense. I used to work at a pizza shop, but we're gonna take a break. See you guys in a little bit. Okay, welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome. Epic radio show.
Hey, how's it going?
What the fuck was that?
That's our friend Dan.
Really?
Oh.
Sounds like Lois from Family Guy.
Hey guys, no, that's not right.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey.
I got shit to do.
Hey, listen, I can stay for the interview, but I really gotta go. I really can't stay.
What are you doing today, Dan?
I got a ton of work. I got a ton of shit to do. I really can't stay, guys.
You live at home with your mother.
I gotta go. I gotta cut grass.
Cut whose grass?
Listen, I got 10 grasses I gotta cut today. I can't stay. I gotta go.
Wow. That's really awesome. All the voices you guys do. I do one without even trying.
We do this all day at home.
You do the other one.
we know who you are. You're a doppelganger.
I'm epic. Don't get it twisted.
You know what bothers me?
Like licorice.
That and people, I swear,
licorice.
that have the worst behaved children always talk about how bad other people's kids are. Meanwhile, their kids are tearing up your house, and God only knows what else.
I don't know. My kids are pretty fucking bad. So when
The fact that you acknowledge that means that your kids aren't even that bad.
Yeah, right. This one's a demon over here.
Yeah, he brought his kid to work today.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
She's
she's been
hugging that
sitting
giraffe.
there, hugging her giraffe, not saying anything, and giggling from time to time. That is not bad. I know a kid who will tear the studio apart and then look at you like you bothered them. And then the mother would be like, oh, why you don't do that? Come on. And then talk about how bad everyone else's kids are.
That's true. That's true.
Don't even get me started.
That's only because I put the fear of God in my kids.
Yeah, your kids know
Have
not
to.
to act up. There you go.
Yeah, but you know what? It is always, like, especially when my kids are having a bad day, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, these are the worst kids ever. And then at the same time, you're like in a store, and then you see another set of kids, and they're like 10 times worse.
You're like, I got
oh,
it good.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God I have these kids.
I'm not even having birthday parties or get-togethers or anything at my house anymore. Because I can't. The last time I had one, a kid, I have a playroom in the basement, and I said, look, you're welcome to play in the basement and not in the living room because I have all my baby stuff in there, and I just don't let people go through my house. I even had a bathroom built in the basement so that people weren't walking through the house.
Hell yeah.
You know? So I tell the kid that they're not allowed upstairs, none of the kids, and one of them decided to, like, break my baby fence from the wall.
Rape it?
Break it. I will kick your ass. Broke the baby fence just to go in and play with the baby toys.
That's pretty awesome, though.
No, it was annoying, and I'm still annoyed. And this is why I will not be having parties at my house anymore. People don't watch their kids.
Aw, snap. Are you coming to our party?
What party?
I don't know.
I'll go to your party, but I'm not having any parties.
Any party.
I don't even take my baby anywhere because she wants to get into things. She's walking very early, and she gets into things. So I don't
You can
take her to
always bring the
people's
baby.
houses. But no, the thing is, I'm just saying in general, I don't really enjoy going places where she can get into things because I'm constantly pulling her out. That's not fun. Or I can let her destroy people's things, which is not an option.
I get what you're saying.
So I'd rather stay at home where it's baby proofed and she can have freedom. And I can have freedom to, like, relax with her and enjoy her rather than constantly pulling her out of other people's things.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's kind of cute when babies try to get into shit sometimes.
It's definitely not
It's
cute.
cute when it's like your stuff, but not when you're over someone's house.
I was at my mother-in-law's last week and she grabbed something off the shelf that
Well,
was
I mean,
glass.
obviously I'm still going to correct it, but I'm
Right.
just saying, like, you know.
Well, she decided to throw it in the floor and break it. And I felt bad, but my mother-in-law's like, it's not a big deal. For me, it is. Like, she just broke your shit. Like, this isn't okay.
I love Netflix.
I didn't like that prison show.
Oh, Orange
Prison
is the
Break?
New Black.
The first season wasn't that bad.
It got way too fun and unrealistic.
Yeah, like how can
They're making super
they took like one little
money off
pistol
of panties.
from a gun and
I want to sell my panties for
So-
money. What the hell? I guess I gotta go to
Maybe
prison.
one day, right?
Yeah,
Maybe one day.
maybe. Anybody want to buy
YouTube
some used
channel.
panties? $40 a pop.
Yeah. She'll sign them.
Yeah, I'll sign them for an extra $5.
Jeez.
I'm not gonna sign anything if you guys want.
Wow.
Does anybody want to buy Tokar's underpants?
They'll already be
To
signed.
be honest with you, I don't
Complete
know
with
the-
the Hershey squirt.
Yep. Complete with the skid marks. That'll
Skid
be his
marks, bacon
signature.
strips, and definitely
Like,
have the stench that you're looking
Get
for.
a little bit of DNA with it.
You know, you laugh, but there's probably some creep out there like, yes.
Yes.
I'm afraid to read the
love
Twitter
it.
comments on this episode.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I might have to just avoid them altogether.
Boy, who?
Twitter comments.
Oh, yeah.
You people suck.
I know.
I can take some good criticism, but some people are just downright mean.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
for no reason, miserably mean.
It's funny how they always, like...
They'll bitch about your show, but yet they're listening to the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're the
I'm gonna
pathetic
analyze the whole thing and then tell them how bad it sucks.
Tell them how bad they suck, but yet I'll watch it or listen every time. Because you see people that'll watch shows and like completely rip people to shreds, but it's like you're the asshole that keeps watching.
You know what else gets me is film critics. It seems like they always like give a negative review. It's like I don't know, it's like a trendy thing or
But
something.
if they're critics, it's kind of their job. They're not actually going out of their way to rip people apart.
I feel like they are though.
Maybe some. Some people are just miserable in life and they only get off on like hurting other people with words.
It just seems like, okay, for example, and maybe it's just because I have bad taste in movies. I don't know.
I don't know if your taste could be worse than my husband's, but all right, let's
I don't
move on.
know. No, what I'm saying though is like every time I think a movie is good, like I'll go to Rotten Tomatoes or
Yeah.
whatever, and it's like a 0%.
I feel like that happens to me too.
It's like, oh my god, like how did nobody else like this movie?
Yeah.
And like, but it's weird because I also just like, okay, a prime example of this is Batman versus Superman.
I
Everybody
like that movie.
hated it.
Yeah.
I did too. All the
Thank God.
critics
I mean, I
hated
didn't go to the
it.
movies and see it. I wait for it to come out. because I was super
I mean, was there
pregnant.
issues with the movie? Definitely. There were some things that was like, that's a little weird.
Actually, I
whatever.
kind of enjoyed the whole thing, but
Yeah.
I guess I'm lame.
But
Too
like,
hot, guys. Ben Affleck. I can't even.
But what I'm saying though is like, whenever you go on like a site like Rotten Tomatoes or what's the other one? Who even gives a
Internet Movie Database.
fuck? Whatever.
I don't know because I
Roger
rarely look up
Ebert.
this stuff. Roger
But
Ebert, yeah.
there's two different.
I think it's just Ebert now. Sorry.
There's and the other one died a while back.
Oh,
Cisco, yeah.
yeah. I'm so out of touch.
What was I saying now? Oh yeah. So when you look at the scores though, there's always the critic consensus and the audience score, right? And there's always a big difference usually. Like I think even with Batman versus Superman, it was like 30% critic score and like 70% audience score, which means to me that like the critics are losing touch with the audience a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. I know it's not their job to cater to the audience or anything. They're supposed to give their opinion, but like, I don't know. It just seems like what they like and what the audience like is like two different things.
I think like the critics like want some type of artsy pantsy movie, and that's over pseudo intellectual, whereas
You're using really big words when I can't keep up.
no, basically like,
Let me dumb it down for you.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers up in these.
I think it's like they're really old and we're somewhat younger and maybe we have different taste.
see, it happens with books too. Like before, I looked up the best book ever written of all time,
Okay.
and it was called Ulysses by James Joyce.
Okay.
I already hate it.
And supposedly it was like the great lyrical achievement of like literature or something. But you read the book, it's really boring and it's really terrible. You know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
It wasn't an interesting book for me because I'm not going to go down the paragraphs and analyze the poetic similarities to like.
I know it sounds bad, but I kind of want it dumbed down for me a little bit.
Some
Like
things,
sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I want to test my
Like, can you please just
intellectual
put this in
limits or
plain
whatever.
words? Thank you.
But like other times, I kind of just want to like, you know what, just be straight up with me. I don't want to have to think too much. I just want to read.
And this is
be
the majority of
entertained.
most Americans. We don't want to think too much at all. That's why media can really persuade people very easily. We don't like to think.
Like flat earthers.
Yeah,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
You know, it's true. I mean, the Earth is a disc. You know.
No, it's not. Fuck you, Tokar, dude.
You seriously think the world is flat?
No.
Oh.
No. He's
Be
saying
careful,
the earth.
don't.
Are you saying the world is flat?
Yeah, just.
I'm not even gonna do this show with you if you're gonna be dumb like that.
It's like, dude, like, how could you not realize that the earth?
I know you're messing with me because you're a lot smarter than that. I would seriously punch
No, what
you
it
right in
is,
the arm.
they have logical arguments.
They don't.
They're not logical. They're illogical.
No, they can technically argue with you. You cannot prove 100% that the Earth is a sphere. That the Earth is round, and they can like make arguments too that it's flat. And that was the
There's gonna be so many dumb people listening to this show. Like, Tokar's right, man.
No, they're
Pass the LSD.
the
Well, there's
the only thing that they could say that would kind of make people like, oh, okay, well, maybe, is like saying that everything from NASA is false.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
part of their argument.
That's part of their argument, but why the fuck would
It's not
every
something
single
anybody would want to
country
lie
around the
about.
world-
What would it benefit?
why
from
would
lying about
exactly
this?
what would benefit from that? From lying about it?
Comment on the Twitter. There has to be someone that would.
There has to be somebody like why? Like, I'm just saying, like, why would they lie about that specific thing? Especially when that's been a thing since like.
Since
ever,
before you had media that could lie and persuade people their way.
I guess. But I mean, he had to prove. I mean, that was originally what people thought was Earth was flat. Then somebody proved it wasn't.
When they didn't get to the edge and fall off.
They proved it by the ships. I guess they saw the ships going down the horizon.
Yeah.
And it would look like you see like you would see the hull first and then the cell. And so what's the explanation for that? Well, obviously the Earth is round.
Well, not only
Yeah,
that.
but now we have satellites that take pictures.
I mean, when they build, bridges, they have to account for the curvature of the Earth.
If the world was flat, we'd be able to see Canada from Lake Erie.
That's true. That's true. See, there's another valid point. I don't understand where they get this shit from. You get a couple celebrities with a
Oh, don't even get
fucking
me
thought
started, yeah.
in their heads and like, oh, just like I think Jenny McCarthy was the one that started that whole not vaccinating people.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know if she started it, but she's definitely one of the people behind,
it's like, oh, I
talking
watched that
about it.
show and she says
Just
it's
because
not
she
good.
has a child with autism, God bless them, she thinks now that I don't know, she's some type of doctor, I don't know. She knows that vaccines
one of
cause
my favorite
autism.
comics, Jim Jeffries, hit the nail on the head with Jenny McCarthy. It's like, is he really autistic? Really? Or is he just Jenny McCarthy's son?
Oh, that's awful.
Like, oh my god, I love that show too. He had the show on Comedy Central. I don't know why I keep mentioning other people's shit. I'm like, all this free advertising that I do.
Yeah, why don't you just start saying somebody has a show on some network?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but
I don't know.
I guess I'm the same as
about a
you
lot
when
of
it comes to naming names, you know?
Yeah, like you try not to, but when you're just talking freely, it's gonna happen.
Yep.
We're not very disciplined. We're losers.
Well, it's like, all the meth I smoked in my life,
Finally caught up with you.
Yeah.
I was just a product of poor white trash, so you know how that goes.
White trash.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
White trash up in the hills.
The funny thing is we have to go to break.
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah.
Be back in a few, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Or we'll kill you.
We'll kill you dead. Welcome back.
Hey.
What's crack-a-lacking, people?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell
Special
yeah.
guest here today. He's going to tell you to listen to our show, and you better listen.
Yeah, this is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I sponsor the Epic Show, and you better damn watch. You know why? That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
You better watch. You might be getting slammed next.
Might get a Stone Cold
Stone
Stunner.
Cold ain't gonna damn slam anybody. I'm just gonna flip on my damn 2 fingers at you and give you the damn Stone Cold Stunner.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Fail. Epic
That
fail.
was. Whatever. I used to be able to do that voice alright.
I remember high school. You were so into, like, The Rock.
Yeah. Well, I was into wrestling just
Yeah.
like
That's when
in
wrestling
general.
was good.
It was. But
I don't know. It was kind of cheesy then, too. I think it was good when we were probably, like, 4.
No. The storylines were way better when I was.
Mankind getting thrown out of the the 4-story cage.
I can't even believe wrestling's still, like, a thing.
I watched it.
It's, like, the
not
cheesiest
that
stuff
long
ever in
ago,
life.
and it's not that great.
No, it's...
I think they still make a little bit of money.
My grandfather's, like, 86. He loves it.
Oh, my grandma too, man. It used to be so funny, like listening to her watch wrestling, because she's like, "Give it to him, Rock. Give it to him." Oh, that piece of shit.
Oh,
like,
my God. That's funny.
You know what I mean? She's like this little
My grandma
Catholic
wouldn't
lady.
even say fart.
And she's like, "Oh, that son of a bitch." And she'd come downstairs, like, in the morning and talk about, "Oh, that Shane McMahon, I can't stand him. He's such a
That's so
dumbass
cute.
or whatever." Yeah.
I
Did you
around
see
their
what Rock
time,
did?
People love The Rock, especially
I know.
Epic.
The wrestling was more realistic, where people
When we were younger,
they didn't break their character or anything. So when they go
Yeah.
public, so if you're in a feud with someone, you never hang out with that person at a bar. You never.
They probably did, but then they didn't have all these, like, camera phones
Yeah,
and
true
stuff.
that.
So you can catch anybody doing anything these
Yeah.
days.
I mean, they couldn't, have sex after like they normally would.
They
or
might. I
nothing.
don't know. I don't know what they do. They're always, like,
It's like,
walking around
we have to
shirtless
break
and
up
clutching
for a
at
little
each
while,
other.
because on the camera I hate you right now, but I love
But
you.
later we'll make up. Well, I know we wanted to talk about diets.
Yeah.
I'm definitely overweight. I could definitely lose about 20 pounds and be great. But this is what I am very baffled about. Why is it the people who give the best dieting advice, and when I say best, I'm using quotation marks around it, the best dieting advice are like people who are like over 300 pounds. Like, they know everything about dieting, and you're just looking at them like, really, motherfucker? Why aren't you losing weight then? If that's what I should do. And don't try to sell me no damn drinks to lose weight, because that is not how you lose weight.
My wife doesn't gain a single fucking pound, and she eats like a goddamn horse.
Did she turn 30 yet?
No.
Okay, when I remember how skinny I was, when I hit 30, it just packed on like overnight, 35 pounds.
Yeah, me too. Because, like, when I met her, I was, like, 28 or something like that, and I was a lot skinnier then. But I think when she was pregnant with Ryan, that's when I gained a lot of weight, too. I gained, like, seriously, like, 40 fucking pounds.
I think, did you gain weight too when I was pregnant? We were always, like,
Yeah,
eating
well,
and
what
drinking
happened was-
Coca-Cola.
What happened was...
He was always getting food for me. He was the best roommate ever.
No, I was skinny like an Ethiopian. Like 2008, I was really super skinny,
Okay.
and I started to drink, and I just gained like a beer gut. And through all these years of drinking, my metabolism changed, and I just have like
You also turned 30.
yeah, I turned 30, like I have a beer gut now, man boobs, and I'm like
Not that
overweight.
bad.
It
Before
sucks,
I
man.
weighed, like,
it sucks
130.
getting older, man, because it's like it takes a lot more. I feel like to lose that weight.
Oh,
Let me
God,
over it.
yeah. I can breathe while someone's baking cookies, and I swear to God, I gain weight.
I'm telling you, like, I literally sometimes have to really watch what I eat, because, like, I'll notice, like, if I like eat a little bit too much in a day, I'll like gain a couple pounds overnight. It's fucking stupid, dude.
I took some psychology classes, and they believe, like, that everyone has a set point weight. you don't really gain or lose around your set point weight. I have to say I agree, because once I hit 165, I was 165 even before I got pregnant the second time. And I went right back down to 165 like nothing. And I don't gain and I don't lose, and doesn't matter how much I eat or don't eat. Like, I would really have to diet to lose this weight, and I believe I've plateaued here because that's my set point weight.
I gotcha. I don't know. Hopefully, my fucking set point weight is not 200 fucking pounds.
Oh, I probably weigh like 225.
But you're taller than me. I'm 5 fucking nothing. You know what I mean? So I look like a fucking Oompa Loompa walking around and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't look like an Oompa Loompa, but you definitely look different from when we were kids and we were all like really skinny. Like,
well, shit. Even out of high school, I was like 130 pounds or some shit. Tiny. Like, you know, like.
But men still grow to like 21, so you get your manly growth spurts.
On my fucking bird chest and shit. You know what I'm saying?
And you're a rock shirt.
Oh, whatever, dude. You're gonna keep bringing up the wrestling shit. Yes, I used to do backyard wrestling and stuff.
Naked. With
Sometimes
mud and baby oil.
No, I'm joking.
They call it wrestling. Other people call it something else.
Well, I realize now.
Man love.
I realize now how gay that shit was. But then I was having fun. Which doesn't make my point sound any better.
Yeah, you were having fun. Yeah.
I was experimenting.
That's what they call it too.
No, what the fuck, man? I don't know how to say that without making it sound.
Why are you turning so red?
I think wrestling was so popular back then.
I'm so not
it
gay.
Was.
That everyone
Did
was
Joe
fun.
wrestle with you too?
No.
Joe was like, I'm not even gonna do this with you, E. Not gonna happen.
He used to call himself The Rock. He said...
I remember, because he was like always doing rock imitations too in biology class. I don't think we ever got anything above an F.
You know what? I did alright, except for when I hit geometry. I can't do shapes and numbers together in the same...
No, Joe and I were consistently bad in biology class. I had to make it up in summer school and got all A's. Weird, right?
Yeah, I think he might have been just a bad influence.
Nah, it was definitely me.
Okay.
I can't say I was influencing him, but we were probably
You were
equally
always the
on the
good
same
one
page.
when we were growing up.
I was sneaky.
You were sneaky.
I probably wasn't as bad as the other kids, but like...
I don't know. Compared to your brothers, we were
they were
bad as
rotten.
fuck.
They were horrible. But, like,
Yeah.
I know, like, I could be bad, too, but, like, I was smart about it. I even tell my brother now, because he's crazy, but I'm like, I'm crazy smart and you're crazy stupid. Like, you'll just do crazy things, and you reap the repercussions, and I know
Yeah.
how to do things to where I'm not going to get in trouble. Like, I know the smart way to do things.
Remember the little funerals we used to have in the
animals or
backyard?
something?
Yeah, for the animals. We had a fucking pet cemetery in our backyard. We had so many, like, dead animals buried back there.
No, it couldn't have been that bad. You're making it sound like we were, like, killing them just to have funerals.
Well, we were very...
We are not into killing kids, and we are not
killed a
narcissists.
couple of them.
Or sociopaths, or how?
Well, I know this mouse for sure. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Remember the
okay.
mouse?
A mouse. Yeah, mice.
Well, it was in the
You're talking about
backyard.
like dogs and cats or something. You gotta be really like.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's pets.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like thinking, what is he talking about? I was not around for any killing.
I had a
animals.
couple guinea pigs that died.
Oh yeah, I remember your guinea
them?
pigs. They were so
Guinea and
cute.
Harry.
They were
Guinea
so
and Harry.
cute. It was the first time I think I had seen guinea pigs, and I was so like mesmerized and intrigued.
They were cool, but you know they died.
Yeah, I can't keep like my poor.
I can't even take
Hermit
care of
crabs
fish. I'm
alive.
surprised my kids are still alive. God damn. Like,
They're
you know
hard to
what
kill.
gets me? This is another thing. Well, yeah, no, I guess that's true. I mean, it does take longer to kill a kid. I've tried. No, I'm joking.
Don't even joke like that.
No, but what I don't get is like people that forget they have their kids in the back seat
How
of
the
the car.
hell do you
That's
forget you
idiots.
have your kid in the car? Like, seriously. You know what I always forget? I always forget that she's not in the car, and I'll be driving, and I'm like, oh, I gotta be so careful because the baby's in the car, and I'm like, wait, no, she's not. You're going to work, ding dong.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah,
or someone
I don't
like
get
cut me
that
off,
at
and I'm
all,
thinking, I
like-
have my baby in the car, yes,
Or
and
even
I don't.
animals in the car.
Yeah, how do you forget anything in the
I mean,
car?
even if
It's
you
so
leave the
precious.
fucking door, like the window cracked or whatever.
Do they realize that it heats up to like 100 120 degrees, even if the weather's like 80, the sun shines.
I know,
And it
yeah.
just,
Yeah.
Because
Like-
it's metal, dude, and it absorbs fucking
Freaking ding
heat.
dongs. Like, you know, like sometimes, a lot of times if we go on like a small family trip, because I have family that's out of town, my dad always wants to take his dog. And I'm okay with that. She's a little lap dog. She's super ugly but cute. And there are times we'll go to a restaurant. Obviously, we can't take her in with us. And I don't leave anything valuable in the car so I can roll the windows down. And we always take a seat where we can watch her. And we leave a little cup of water in the car. I mean, have some common sense. And this is a dog. How the hell do you forget your baby in a car?
I know. I think this past summer, like just in the beginning of summer, somebody did that.
They do
here.
it all the time. All the time. I honestly believe, in my heart of hearts, they're not forgetting them. I think they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, they're probably doing it on purpose, thinking they're going to run in, run out.
No, I think
But
they're
I
doing it on
wouldn't even
purpose
do that
they're
because-
sadists.
I wouldn't even do that because, first off, like, I don't trust any motherfuckers. Like, I'll come out and my kid will be kidnapped. You know what I mean? That's the first thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
You know what I
somebody
mean?
hurting your child. That should be everyone's first thought.
You know, so I wouldn't leave. I don't even like leaving my older kids in the goddamn car.
I don't want to leave any kids anywhere. You know, my son is 13.
Now, if I leave
6
the wife
foot,
and the
200
kids, that's
pounds, I don't
different.
even leave him.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you leave your wife, because you know she's going to protect him. She's
Yeah,
an
exactly.
adult. I don't know. Actually, she's kind of tiny.
I don't
Be
know.
careful
She's
leaving
vicious.
her in the car. They might think, yeah, she is
vicious.
pretty vicious.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
You
think the kids
you
are
haven't
safe.
seen her mad, but yeah, she could probably take me out like in a heartbeat.
Oh, I think so. I can tell by looking at her, she's going to kick your ass.
That's why
know
I have
better.
to. That's why I have to settle for daydreaming about kicking other families. Like, oh, if I could just do this at home. That's why I couldn't,
You look like my wife. I'm
I
gonna
couldn't
kick
even
your
be
ass.
like, you know, like a woman beater because I'd slap her and she'd be like, really, that's it?
She'd be like, all right,
she'd
you're
make
in for
me the
it
bitch,
now.
yeah.
She'd roll up her sleeves and you're
Yeah.
about to get knocked out.
Holy shit,
I've joked
man.
with my husband. I'm like I fell down one time and I got bruised and I was like, I'm gonna tell everybody you did this. He's like, anybody who knows better knows that the chances are that I would be the one beat up.
Jeez. Oh, goodness. Are we almost due for a break?
I don't know. You know the time.
Give me a break. Give me a break, but
I think we are. We're due for a break.
All right, we'll see you later, and you better take Stone Cold's
Yeah.
advice because
Oh,
you don't want him
hell
showing up
yeah.
on your doorstep.
Y'all better come back now. That's the bottom line.
Okay, welcome back to the Epic Radio Show.
Big Mama gonna do that thing. Big Mama gonna do that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Tokar.
And she's not talking about me. He. I'm not Big Mama.
Who the fuck is Big Mama?
Just a figment of his imagination. He was
Gotcha.
drunk one night and he's got a guitar and he's singing, Big Mama gonna do that thing. Big Mama gonna do that thing.
Big Mama gonna do that thing.
Oh, my God.
Do that thing.
Tokar is he's typically a pretty fun drunk.
Well, lately I was been dark.
Yeah, lately though he's just likes to text me and talk shit about stuff he makes up in his head. He'll be like, admit it, you don't like me, and I'm like, what? The hell's wrong with this guy? No, I hang out with you because I have nothing better going on. Like I always hang out with people I don't like. Not everyone knows I'm a bitch, and I'm gonna tell you how it is.
Yeah,
But lately my drunk rants is been getting dark and
I had to block him.
oh, shit. You blocked him what, on Facebook?
I blocked him from texting me and calling my
Really?
phone. Yeah, that's the greatest thing when you have a certain phone that we both have, you can block people from messaging and calling you.
Actually, I can do that.
Oh, perfect. So that's great. But some phones I know don't offer that.
don't worry, I haven't drank this weekend.
He's been sober since then. We had our little
Really?
lover spat.
That's funny.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about rude customers.
Yeah, I want to. Didn't you have a problem one time when you were working at a fast food place? I want to touch on
Yeah, I was
that.
working at this fast food place, and it was like morning time. I was a third shift manager at the time, and it was so fucking crazy. Because, like, okay, so normally, you know, like, we're busy in the mornings. So we're not always going to have everything like as soon as like you want it. Sometimes there's waits, especially when there's like a million people in the lobby. So he was in the drive-thru, and he just got something small. It was like a large Coke and I think it was an Egg McMuffin and a hash brown, which pretty much gives away what restaurant I was working at.
Which I purposely left out.
I know, I tried. I suck.
You're such a loser.
But anyways, I told this dude, man, like, hey, your hash brown's on its way. It's going to be like 20 seconds. 20 seconds, not like 20 minutes. I didn't even make him pull up the car. You know what I mean? Because normally, you know how, like, that's the worst. When you're in a fast food and like,
I
pull
hate
up.
that.
It's like, God damn it.
Just give me my
Like, I got
fucking
shit
food
to
and let me
do.
go. I'm hungry.
Well, before I could even finish telling him it was going to be 20 seconds, I saw him reach back and he picked up his large Coke and he went to throw it at me, but like my quick ass reflexes, I closed the window real quick and all he saw was Coke fly on the fucking window.
Who gets mad about 20
And he
seconds
drove
late?
off. He didn't even get his food.
Did he pay for it too, though?
He already
At
paid
this
for
point,
it.
he already paid for it.
It's
Someone
like,
has some
so guess what? I ate his fucking food. Motherfucker.
That's awesome.
It was already paid for, so fuck him.
That's awesome. Two-car.
Two-car garage.
The same situation.
You dropped in your water bottle.
Bloopers already.
I could go into his mean, nasty, drunken text messages that he sends me when he gets drunk. And he just keeps thinking he's telling me off. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that.
No, like with arguments, I had that same situation. Like I should have handled it better, but speaking of like rude customers, I remember, you know, sometimes like Cleveland has like a large Hispanic community. You know,
Yeah.
some of them don't speak English that well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Usually they have their kids come in or to help them out, or
Translate.
Yeah.
or they get help from other Hispanic customers. So this guy comes in, he's like, 3 meat treat. I'm like, huh? 3 meat treat. I'm like, I'm sorry, what is that? 3 meat treat. And he talks to someone. There's a Spanish guy that's helping him out, you know, a good Samaritan. He's like, he wants a meat lovers, 3-topping meat lovers pizza.
3 meat, 3.
Yeah, so I'm like,
So was he trying to say 3 meat treat?
I don't even know.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
explain. This is one of those situations where you think about it and you could have, but you didn't know like what to say. Or,
Yeah.
And like you could have made a.
That reminds me of the Hispanic lady that came in and couldn't speak English really that well, and she wanted 3 pizzas, and she wanted, I guess, 9 pieces in the pizza, and 3 cheese, 3 sausage, and 3 pepperoni, instead of just getting 1 sausage, 1 cheese, and 1 pepperoni pizza. And it was like, what the fucking fuck?
No, I hated fucking. I worked at a pizzeria once.
Oh, I didn't finish the.
Sorry,
Oh,
I
go
totally
ahead,
cut
yeah,
you
you
off.
did.
No.
Sorry. Just hit
Well,
me.
anyways, he's like he wants a 3. I'm like, okay, tell him he can pick his 3 meat toppings because I'm not a psychic. I don't know what he wants.
He wants a 3v3.
So I'm thinking he wants pepperoni, sausage, ham, bacon. I don't know. I'm not going to order for him, and he sends it back because that's what they do. Like you think that they want something, then they'll come back and like start.
Yeah, that guy almost threw a pizza at me once. Okay, go back.
Yeah, they'll bitch. Like so, I'm like, you tell me the meats, and he starts saying like bacon, and he's like moving a circle around, like with his hand, like giving the circle direction, bacon. And he's like 3 meat treat. And he's telling the guy the 3 meat treat.
It's bad when even the translator doesn't know what the hell they're talking about.
I'm like, he picks it, and then the guy's getting frustrated, and suddenly this guy gets so pissed off, his face turns red, and he starts cussing at the guy that's helping him out in Spanish.
Oh my god,
And he
really?
slams the door at the pizza store, and he's just frustrated. Well, anyways, somehow I went to Little Caesars. So I found out they got a pizza called the 3-meat treat. He wanted
he wanted a Little Caesar special.
Yeah,
and
he went.
And it was not.
He thought he was at Little Caesar.
Oh
What a
my
dick.
god.
And he was being like a jerk and like kept on saying 3-meat treat. I'm like, what? I don't know what the.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
I caught a line. I'm like, no, Little Caesars has a pizza called the 3-meat treat.
Oh my god. I think they still do.
That's awesome.
Actually.
And like, so if I would have made the pizza for him and I would have assumed it, he probably would have took it back because I would have put different toppings that they have. For,
Oh, they have different 3 meats?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
I mean, you have your basic pepperoni and sausage, but you don't know if he wants like the ham or if he wants like the bacon.
I know,
don't-
Canadian bacon or actual bacon, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
That's what I assumed when he said the circle. I'm like, we don't have that.
That's. What about you, Goldie? What's going on?
Oh God, I don't even know. I'm always running into douchebag people. Maybe I'm the douchebag.
But talking about with the pizza, like I worked at a pizzeria before, and I hated when fucking customers would be like, "Oh, could you make like a quarter of it cheese and half of it pepperoni and the other half 3 meat or
Yeah,
whatever?"
this shit, and then they don't want to pay for that.
No, dude.
Get
It's
out of
like-
here. You're
like,
broke
no,
ass.
we
Go
can't-
home and make your own pizza.
It's like we have to ring things up under a certain thing.
Yeah.
And toppings and shit are inventoried.
Right.
That's why we use cups to pour shit on stuff. You know what I mean? Like shit on stuff.
And then
That's what-
people used to always try to get everything for free and
Oh,
then
no.
get mad at you. Remember that?
The one lady-
time they tried to send people to jump me. I wouldn't give them like $1 off because they didn't want a free 50-cent sauce cup.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I used to hate when. Well, this was actually a joy of mine. Actually, when people would ask for a refund, because I worked at a certain warehouse, we couldn't give refunds, so they'd have to go to customer service to get their refund. So like they'd be waiting in line or whatever, or say because this place was always busy, so they'd have to wait in line. Then they would get mad over their order and want a refund. Then they'd have to go wait in another long ass line.
It's only funny when it's someone who's a dick.
I know.
If it's someone like you feel bad for, you're like, you really fucked up.
I
Just
know.
wanna make it
Yeah,
right.
yeah. If I made the mistake and it was legit my fault.
Right.
But like there's some of these people like they'll be waiting or they'll get their drinks and they'll just be bullshitting. We'll call their name out because it's not like we remember everybody's name.
Yeah.
We take people's names, put it on the pizza, and then we'll call the name out. And then like if nobody answers, we'll put it on top of the oven so it stays kind of warm.
Right, right.
And then when they come, usually they'll come back and ask. Well, sometimes 20 minutes, half hour goes by. Nobody's called out our pizza. It's like...
You weren't listening.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we did. We did it like 20 minutes
Several
ago,
times.
And we didn't know if it was your pizza or not. You know what I mean? How did you not know? Well, I'm sorry. We only take care of like 1,000 people a day.
In 10 minutes.
Yeah. Like, seriously. It's crazy as fuck, man.
No, this one guy, the one I mentioned earlier, okay, so he comes in with his broke ass. And he's like, wants to get all this stuff on a pizza. He reeks like alcohol, but he wants to only pay $5. He doesn't want a $5 pizza, but he only wants to pay $5. And I'm like, no. And then he's like, well, can you recommend something good? And I'm like, I don't know what you like. I'm like,
I hate that too.
yeah,
like,
I don't know
everybody-
because I'm a plain eater anyways. I only eat like a cheese pizza. Get out of here. So then he points at the sign because he sees a pizza on the sign, like a photo. He goes, I want that one. I'm like, and we were going back and forth for quite a while trying to figure out what he wanted. He's like, how about that? That looks really good. And I'm like, well, that's a specialty pizza and it's $12. And he had no problem. Paid it. Very pleasant. Pays for the pizza. I make this, which I personally thought was a disgusting pizza myself. Make it for him. He comes back. He's super happy. Like, drives off in his Cadillac. Came back 10 minutes later. Picks up his pizza. Give him napkins. Pleasant. No problem. He leaves. And I was like thinking, thank God that's over because he was drunk and annoying.
Yeah.
Comes back in like 3 minutes later, took a bite out of the pizza. He's like, this isn't what I ordered. This is nasty. And like going off, like practically I could tell he wanted to throw it at me and punch me in the face. His like nose was flaring up. And I was just like, my whole thing is I just like to stare at people when they're acting stupid rather than argue with them because it seems to piss them off more.
And it was so bad. I wasn't the only one that seen this. Like, one of the customers could see how he was acting and actually stood up, like, about to hit this guy. It was that bad.
That's
and
crazy.
so finally, after he stared at me for what seemed like a long time, and, like, he just wanted to, like, I'm sure he was envisioning
Did he
punching
get his
me in the
refund
face.
or what?
I think I did give him his money back, and it was like, just get out of here. And he took the money and left. And the customers were like, I was about to floor him.
Oh my god.
It was bad.
Well,
I hate people.
that is it already.
Except for my listeners.
Oh, that's
Okay, well,
I know, isn't that crazy? That hour flew by.
we will see you next time.
all right. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for hating us.
Definitely follow us on Twitter at Epic Music Radio. Thank you.
Bye.